evening, dear UpYou community. How are you all doing today? Welcome to another episode of UpyouwithEzinne, your favorite weekend show. This month on UpyouwithEzinne, we'll be starting a new series from pain to purpose. We'll be talking to women who found purpose through pain. It is our firm belief that we go through what we go through in this life to become all we are purposed to be. The bigger the pain, the higher the purpose. So we are focusing on breast cancer, its advocates, survivors, and caregivers all of this month, in a bid to drum up awareness to drive home the idea, or philosophy if you like, of early detection and routine checkups. Who knows? One story from this series may just be the connector you're looking for to ignite your own faith as you process your pain into purpose. And while we're at it, may I urge every woman, especially those over 40, to please go get your checkups done, or mammograms, this month. Don't put it off. Go today if you can. Or please go tomorrow or the next, but just go as soon as you can to avoid stories that touch. It's our hours on radio, and I'm here to keep you company wherever you may be. Our discussion topic today is Woman Be Breast Aware. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name is Ezinne Kufure-Kanem, and I'm your host. Be kind to follow us on all our social media platforms at UpyouwithEzinne on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We'd love to connect with you and keep the conversation going long after the program has ended. Remember, dear listeners, that all episodes of UpyouwithEzinne are now up on our YouTube channel. Please go catch up, take the nuggets you need to run for your dreams, your life, and subscribe. Do leave us a comment. It will help us to serve you better. Remember, it's all about you. As usual, we're streaming on Instagram at UpyouwithEzinne and at radiogarden.com. And you're tuned into UpyouwithEzinne on WFM 91.7. The topic on the burner is Woman Be Breast Aware. Don't touch that dial. Our guest today is EBUNOLA ANOZIE, founder and chief executive officer of care organization Public Enlightenment, C.O.P.E, a comprehensive breast cancer resource provider for women, students, breast cancer survivors, and caregivers in Nigeria. She's a Nigerian health professional with over 27 years experience in advocacy, breast cancer outreach, and community awareness. She has received national and international awards in recognition of her service and relentless dedication to the fight against breast cancer. She has successfully partnered with the Nigerian government, various local and international companies, organizations, and individuals to provide financial and physical support to breast cancer patients and survivors in Nigeria. Prior to establishing C.O.P.E, she was head of administration and personnel at a finance company. EBUNOLA also has extensive experience in operations, business development, and service delivery. She is a past Rotary President, a Shoka Fellow, Project Lead Graduate, and member of the Nigerian Red Cross with a 2001 Certificate of Commendation. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Christian Religious Studies from the University of Ile-Ife, and a Certificate in Administration and Personnel from the Nigerian Institute of Management. She has garnered numerous awards both locally and internationally. My dear listeners, please join me to give our special guest today a super duper UpYou welcome. Good evening, Ebu.
Good evening, Ezinne.
Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you for having me here.
It is a pleasure. My pleasure. You look absolutely beautiful as always.
You look smashing.
Thank you. I need that. Lagos. You know, I wish you guys can see our guest. She looks really, really marvelous. Yeah?
Thank you.
Good. 27 years. You've been keeping very busy. So, but let me not run ahead of myself. I just want to ask you, first of all, before we just go on, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And our topic today is Woman Be Breast Aware. What's your perspective and understanding of this, please?
It's quite true that all over the world, we call October National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The aim of this campaign is to increase the much needed awareness of breast cancer, with the realization that early detection of breast cancer can save one's life. It is very key. Most importantly, we do not want any woman to be left out of the picture, meaning that a woman must have a breast screened monthly. I'm talking breast self-examination. That's why you have the posters. A week after your menstruation, you check your breast. And there are ways that we have instructed people to do it. So we show them how to do it. And for women who have breast, we encourage them to have breast ultrasound scan done, which is key as well. And if you're over 40, it's advisable you have your mammogram done. But you cannot do mammogram regularly. You have to have a doctor's permit to do it once you feel, especially if it's in the family, then the doctor would instruct you on how many times you can have it done. But it's important that you have breast ultrasound scan done and then have your breast self-examination done. Secondly, the goal is also to get as many people as possible involved in raising funds to help support life-saving research and life-changing support. Cancer is really challenging. Having breast cancer is challenging economically, physically, emotionally, mentally. It's spiritually as well. So we try as much as possible to see how we can raise funds for breast cancer survivors. And most importantly, women should get screened and not get scared. If you notice anything, if you notice a lump in your breast, please don't get scared. Not all lumps are cancerous. We have to realize that. If it's not cancerous, that's what we say that it is benign. If it's cancerous, then we say it's malignant. But really, even if it's malignant and you catch it early, believe you me, you can save that life and even save that breast, because in most cases, if you detect it early, the breast might not be removed because it might be invasive, meaning it has not spread. So they just scoop that particular part and then you go for the usual treatment, which is surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and realizing as well that treatment of cancer is a multidisciplinary approach. It's not one size fits all. What goes for one person might not be the same with the other person. And I remember that even WHO accounted 21% of new cases to breast cancer. That was last year, which is 2021, and is the leading cause of death globally. And 10 million people die from cancer every year, while 70% cancer deaths occur in low to middle income countries. That's why we have been very consistent with our motto of early detection: get screened, get screened, get screened. It is important.
Thank you very much, Ebu. That was quite comprehensive. Ebu, you just reeled off some statistics. The statistics that you reeled off, is it for Nigeria, Africa, or is it for the Western world?
It's the world. It's the world. You see, we're not too good at keeping records. Fortunately, when I noticed that years back, when we started in 1995, we started keeping records of our screening. And we can authoritatively say that 1 out of every 12 women will have breast cancer. That's for sure.
1 out of every 12?
Yes, will have breast cancer.
Wow,
so
that's an alarming statistics right there. You know, I remember that after I turned 40, I came to your office in Adeniyi Jones, and you actually did my first official breast examination. I was filled with palpitation, but when you just finished, you said, "Oh, you're fine, you can go." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm free!" But you see, so when you do it after 40 and you are free, do you still have any need to keep doing it? Because
sure. You see, one thing we don't understand is that we feel that you eat every day, don't you?
Well,
yeah, you do eat every day, and then you're supposed to exercise. You eat healthy, you sleep well, you do everything that you're supposed to do well. We're living beings, so we have to continue to help ourselves to restore that longevity
Of our lives, right?
So it's very important. And then the emotional and mental state is also very key. So that's why we have breast self-examination, whereby even if you're over 40, you do the breast self-examination yourself a week after menstruation.
Okay, so I hope everybody got that. Breast self-examination a week after menstruation. Okay, so
at that particular time, the texture, shape, and size of your breast would have gone back to normal.
Normal,
because before menstruation you have a little bit of
lumpiness.
And after a week after, you lie down, and then. But if you're not menstruating anymore, just pick a special date, like maybe your birthday. If you're 1st of January, you can do it every 1st of January, just to make sure that you're okay. And we always advise women who have it in the family to please start having their breast screened as early as possible. We're not saying you have to do mammogram every year, but it's important that you can also have breast ultrasound scan done. You can have, for those who want to have mammogram done, fine, and then you can go further for MRI if you suspect anything, especially those who have it in the family. MRI is the magnetic resonance imaging, which is very key, so that anything that is caught early. We have support group members at our center. We have members that still have their breast, and they're breast cancer survivors, and they noticed early, and they still have their breast because they noticed early. So anything you want to do regarding your health, you have to be on top of it. That's exactly what we tell women. It's not just making up the face, and you have to take care of that body. It's key.
I don't know why everybody who comes here just talks about makeup. Is it that you people are jealous of how fine I look or what?
Oh, you're really looking beautiful. You are beautiful.
But seriously, you have a point there. We do every other thing but care for the body that carries us. And you see, there is this adage that health is wealth. Before now, I just will hear it and I'll just move on. But frankly, in the last couple of years, it's had more meaning for me because I realized that if you're not healthy, you can't do any of those things you want to do. That's one. And two, if you're ill, all of your wealth can go. It's quite expensive to treat cancer, And then, something else you said, cancer is not death sentence. We really need to keep drumming that because even for me, I must confess, if someone says to me, I have cancer, even before I say stage what, somehow I have it in the back of my mind that stage 4 is the one that will kill you. So I'll always ask stage what. But even as I'm even asking the stage what, I say, this thing can grow overnight and you go from stage 2 to stage 3 and 4 and then this person is already dead. So I really want you to say it again so that they can hear it from your mouth.
Let me not lie to you. I just want to make something clear. It depends on, I told you it's the treatment of breast cancer generally, it's a multidisciplinary approach. It's not one size fits all. It's an individual approach, the way your body is made up, you're reacting. There are times we even have a stage 2 or stage 3 and they might go. I've had a woman she was stage 4 and she was about 70. I saw her much later when she turned 75. She survived.
She made it.
And it was stage 4, So it's not it's not a given that if it's stage 2 or stage 3 or 4 that I feel very comfortable with stage 1. 2 is okay, but 3 and 4, 𝐏𝐚𝐢𝐬𝐴 is neither here nor there. But if you have if your body makeup is really good and is reacting very well, to the medication, the chemotherapy that you're being given, then you're blessed. So we're not going to probably feel that everything is part of maybe because you're stage 1 or 2. But at the same time, present it early. Don't leave your life to chance. I always say that. Present it early. Now, for us, we screen every 3rd Saturday of the month, and it's free.
Oh, wow.
Free breast ultrasound scans.
Lagos, C.O.P.E is giving free breast ultrasound examination. What are you not beating down her door? Where are you guys? Go there, go there, go there. I'm excited.
So it's third Saturday of every month. It's not just now. We do it from February to November. We have organizations, well-meaning, responsible organizations that have keyed into this. So they have paid for it, and the women come to have it done free. And if you come to a center, you find the names of the beautiful organizations and responsible organizations that have done this.
This is really interesting because
they make
one of the constraints that people will mention will be money. So knowing that I can go and do a free exam is
I think it's about 10,400 to have it done, and then you're having it for free. Come on,
please, everybody run there.
So that's what we do. Third Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I could also give you numbers to call. You could call, that's Monday to Thursday, Monday to Friday. You can call C.O.P.E on 0701 8000004. Those 5 zeros after 8. 0701 8 and then 5 zeros then 4. Or 081 3710 9164. That's Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's when you can call, and we'll definitely pick up your calls and respond to whatever questions you have to ask. So it's very important.
Thank you. I really like this because this year's theme is Together We Rise. And I really like that you're pulling everyone together to come in and get free examinations. So the team is saying we rise to ensure that every woman has access to the screenings she needs and the support she deserves. So I must say big up to C.O.P.E that you're already doing. In fact, you're ahead of time.
No, we don't wait until October.
Exactly.
It's round the clock.
Exactly.
We never wait for any special event. That's what we do from time to time. And then if you want to have your counseling, if you want to get counseled, you can call as well, and we'll book you in for Fridays. And it's quite important, even when we say that you have mastectomy done for women who have had their breasts removed. That's what we call mastectomy. We have prosthesis. That's the artificial breast.
I saw one for the first time last week Wednesday.
I was about to bring one for you to see. So you have the bra and then you have the prosthesis, so that it gives you get your confidence back. Instead of having to wear a bra and one is flat and the other one is normal. So we have those things available as well, the prosthetic items for women who have had breast cancer and have removed their breasts. They've had mastectomy done. So we make you beautiful, and we make you regain you gain your self-confidence, and you're a beautiful woman. Years back, we used to give out wigs, free wigs from Norwegian.
For those
it was
having effects from chemotherapy.
Yeah, because that's alopecia, when the hair starts falling off. So we got those for about a year or two. We had those given out free from Norwegian Cancer Society. They gave them to us, and we just used to distribute them to breast cancer survivors. So it was quite interesting at that. And we encourage women that breast cancer is not the end of the world. Please, if you have to talk to anybody, if you want to talk to somebody, you can call us and talk to us. It's very important that we pull you up and make you fight. You see, when you're fighting breast cancer or any form of cancer, it's really emotionally draining, financially, mentally, socially, spiritually, and physically. Honestly, I've been there. I know. So that's why I'm encouraging all women, please, we need to rise together and fight this fight. It is important that we fight it.
If you're just joining us, this is UpyouwithEzinne on WFM 91.7, and we're talking about women be breast aware. Our guest, of course, is ANOZIE of C.O.P.E. Let's talk about mastectomy again. In the week, I heard a very, very touching story of a woman, a lawyer by profession, who was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she was advised to have a mastectomy. And she said, I'm coming. And she went home and consulted with her husband, and the husband said, why? How? No. What's a woman without a breast? Bam, 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 bam. Let's see. Don't mind those people. Let's look for alternative route to living and to healing. And this very well-educated lawyer woman agreed with her husband and didn't go in for the mastectomy, and they went for something called alternative
route.
Yes, exactly. And 6 months down the line, she's dead. Why do women not agree to do mastectomy?
You see, it's a tough decision to make. I won't lie to you. When one is diagnosed of any form of cancer, the first thing is your reaction will be of shock, numbness, disbelief that why me? You resist that. You see, that's the resistance. She resisted the truth. Because yes, she has it, but you will resist it. We call that the five RAs. Then when you resist, eventually the reality is dawned on you that, look, whether I like it or not, I still have to do this. By the time you're done, you now resign into your fate that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. It don't happen. And then you now start to reorganize your life. That's what we call reorganization. When she was told to have that mastectomy done, she should have done it, because right now I'm positive the husband is probably going to marry somebody else.
Pronto.
Number two, if that man really loves you, he would accept it, because if the tables were to turn, that woman would accept you the way you are. So for her not to have done that, I'm not sure if she has kids or children. Now she's left the children without a mother. Women can live with one breast. Women,
or even with none.
I wanted to say that. Even with none. We have people who have no breast at all. They've had bilateral mastectomy, which is double mastectomy. But if you really love your partner, you will stand by that person through thick and thin. That is just basic. Cancer is not something you just...
Nobody wishes it on their enemy, let alone themselves.
You don't even want to hear about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sure if she had mastectomy done, she probably would have lived. So if the doctor says, I always say, look, seek a second opinion if you have the time. And that means that probably you checked early. You've been doing your regular screenings,
So you caught it on time. So you have a few, a little more gap.
Like I said, it is not one size fits all. There are times some people have to go for chemotherapy before they have mastectomy
done.
The surgery done. I'm talking about having to mastectomy. And then you now have to go through radiation therapy, and it depends on the individual, the way the cancer cells have presented themselves. So please, when the doctor says, if you have enough time, seek a second opinion. If not, seek a third, seek a fourth if you're not comfortable, until you now are satisfied that, okay, I would have to have mastectomy done. It's very, very important. So please, don't leave your life to chance and say, oh, because my husband... The man is going to marry somebody else. You're alive with two breasts, I'm sure probably...
There is no marriage in heaven, no. So if you die and go to heaven, you don't expect somebody on earth to still be married to you.
Yeah. And another thing we always advise women to do is that, look, when cancer or breast cancer is diagnosed, please... The next thing you want to think of, what next? What do I do now? And you have to be fast about it before it starts to spread. You say, what do I do now? You try and make decisions. If you know that you're strong, you can decide, this is what I want for myself. Because there are some people who would allow family rule them. Some family members will say, no, God forbid. Where,
I was going to that.
You
See,
know,
that is not my portion.
God forbid. Whose portion is it then if it's not one's portion? Whose portion is it? It's nobody's portion, but you have to face reality. So once you make that decision that this is what you want to do, then you just talk about it. Talk to the family about it, that these are the things that the doctors have said. But never go alone to the hospital, so that you have somebody with you, a loved one, that will take down notes. Because at that point in time the doctor is talking, honestly speaking, your mind is not even there. You're off.
Yeah.
You're emotionally down. So we ask people, when you want to go and see the doctor, always go with somebody. Go with a loved one. It might be your partner. It's key. And then, after the whole thing is done, the thing is, you heal. One definitely will get healed. And then you now live a new normal life, which is very important. Because your life cannot be the same again once you have mastectomy. You live a new normal life. And people live with one breast and live longer. I remember I kept saying this story. A doctor told a woman she had just 6 months to live, a breast cancer survivor. The doctor died before the lady. The lady is still alive.
God bless you. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. I remember someone who told somebody, if you don't do this, you're going to die. And then I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I found out that the person that they said was going to die was still here, and the person who said you were going to die was dead.
You can imagine.
So only God knows who is going to live and who is going to die. But you see, it's best we also do our best for ourselves. This shell that we are all living in is what we need, is what will carry us to where we're going to. And so we have to take care of it. Thank you, Ebu. There's a lot of misinformation out there, I've in my interaction with people, I've heard them say, we were told that if a man sucks on a woman's breast, they will get cancer. You can't have children if you've had a mastectomy. Maybe that's why people don't want to have it. No. If you're pregnant and you discover in course of that pregnancy that you have cancer, you've got to abort the child because that child is also going to have cancer. There are all kinds of things flying around, So which is
Let me react to the last one.
Yes, please.
You see, if one is pregnant and you discover you're far gone, the pregnancy is far gone, you can't abort, you probably just have the baby. But if you now notice that you're pregnant and it's early, I think most people will decide, let me get rid of the baby, so that, because as the baby is progressing,
the cancer too
will progress, because they're living on those hormones, the estrogen. So as that baby is getting bigger, the cancer of cells, of course, will start to spread more. So it's important. You have to make that decision, and you can't make it alone. You have to ask your partner which one you want. So most cases, we have some women, generally not Africans, but in the Western world, you have women who will say, no way, take it out so that I can live my life. I can always have another baby, and which is true. You can always have another baby once you treat yourself. And treating yourself doesn't mean that you can't have a baby anymore. So it's key that you make the right decision. But in making the right decisions regarding the treatment, please don't waste time, because there's some very aggressive cancers. There's the cells. Some are very aggressive. Some are docile. You have those who are just evasive, while some are really invasive. They just go up and down, and the earlier one gets treated, the better. And if you have a partner that sucks your breast, doesn't mean that person is going to have breast cancer, for crying out loud. Let the man suck what he wants to suck, please. And even if you have breast cancer and he sucks it, it's not going to affect the man. It has nothing to do with it, because it's digested.
Too many false information everywhere. And so we need to educate ourselves. And that's why this awareness thing is very key.
You see, our own mission is to close the care gap. We want to make treatment of cancer available. We want to make it accessible to women, and we want to make it affordable. So you don't pay you don't pay so much money because you're getting treatment. That's why the most important thing anybody will tell you, any doctor will tell you, is early detection. And before you can have that early detection, it means that you're going for regular screening.
You must be breast aware.
Be breast aware and have your screening done. And we always advise that once you finish your menstruation a week after, just lie on the bed like we always ask and do it, your breast self-examination. It's key.
And then if you notice anything by yourself, then go to the professionals to do the test again for you. Now, Ebun.
Yes, Ezinne.
In the last 3 years, one word has become very dear to my heart, and that word is caregiving. Before now, you hear someone is looking after somebody who is ill, prolonged illness like cancer, and sometimes the caregivers die off even before the patients. And I never used to understand it. But having been a caregiver myself in the last 3 years, I now have an idea what it means to be a caregiver. What do you have to say to caregivers out there, to cancer patients? Something to encourage them, to lift up their spirits, to help them to keep running this race.
It's a tough one. I doff my hat to all those who are caregivers. It's more like a roller coaster journey when you're trying to reassure the patient that they're going to live. It's really emotionally sapping. Everythingly sapping, emotionally, physically. You're just there. And there are times you just want to give up. Please don't give up. Don't ever give up. Because I always know that there's light at the end of a dark tunnel. All I have to say is just pray, be encouraged, do things together that will make you laugh more. And don't look back. Just like I always say to a lot of younger generation, the younger ones who come and we train them, run your race. Have a focus. When you go to the horse track.
The horse races.
Yeah, horse races. You will find out that the horses never look sideways, they never look back. They
focus.
They just focus. That is what you have to do. And with love, when I say genuine love, love can conquer it all. And you would find out that a lot of people pull through with love. So don't give up if you're a caregiver. I know that things would improve. As long as that person is looking on to you, please don't let that person down. I beg you. And the Lord will continue to strengthen you. It's not an easy job. I know what I'm saying. I'm a caregiver myself. The times I break down. But please, just run that race with that person with love and in dignity.
Salute to all caregivers all over the world, especially those in Nigeria. Salute to those who have been doing it for years on ending. We see you. God sees you as well. Just keep on keeping on. Like she said, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Another thing is what we do to make a lot of things easy. We also collaborate with other organizations. There are certain things that probably we don't do, they do, so that you don't feel it's just screening. We screen. We have this motto, our strategy is what we call SCREEN, SCREEN. We screen, we counsel cancer survivors, we counsel couples as well. We now refer, we do referrals as well. We educate and we enlighten. And then the nurturing part is the one that is not as easy as people think. We nurture breast cancer survivors. We make them have their lives back. Because
Yes.
breast cancer is not the end of the world. You still have your life after. There's life after breast cancer. We always say BC and after diagnosis, which is AD, BC and AD, before cancer and
And
after
after
diagnosis.
diagnosis. I
So
like that.
it's very important.
I like that. I like that. You know, I was going to say to you that surviving breast cancer is only but the beginning, because there is life after survival.
Yeah, sure.
And I like a term you used, new normal, because post cancer, you're never going back to who you were.
At all.
So you need to embrace who you have become and begin to fall in love with yourself. But you see, there are some things that we don't understand. When I say we, I mean the public. So you see this cancer survivor, the cancer survivor is alive and everything. And if the person says, oh, I have palpitations, oh, I have trauma, oh, I have become distrustful, oh, I don't trust myself around people, oh, noise does this or that to me, we'll say, please be glad that you are alive. Thank God you are alive. So and so died. We're not even listening. We are quick to placate. So what should our response be for, because to survive doesn't mean that you won't go through the trauma of adjustment, or does it?
To survive, you definitely will go through that trauma. There's no one that will not go through the trauma. But I say that you must be strong, and then you must have caregivers who are equally as strong, because the cancer patient, of course, it won't be as strong as the caregiver, because the caregiver is the one that will give hope, love, to that person, because love, I'm saying, is very important. Once you have that love and you care, I'm telling you, that can heal that cancer, the cancer patient.
I'm also even talking about how someone like me or them, for instance, should respond to a survivor's needs.
Positively, you don't rub it in that, oh, you're a cancer patient, or you have cancer, so it's like maybe the person wants to eat something they're not supposed to eat, and you say, remember, you're a cancer patient, You don't say that, because that's too harsh. You probably might say, oh, I think it will be better for you to have maybe fruits instead of having chocolates. Do you understand? In a nice way, very warm way, loving manner, and not be brash or harsh about it. Because, some people take that frustration out on the cancer survivor. And you probably won't realize that can hurt that cancer survivor. And it might even let that cancer relapse. People don't realize it. So the most important thing is just give that love, attention, care. It's the key to healing, because the cancer patient probably feels, look, I'm better dead anyway,
Yeah.
So you have to give hope to that person, especially a loved one, even a friend. Try and help out. Oh, do you have your laundry? Let me help you do it. Oh, are you I'm going to the market, can I help you buy some fruits? Oh, have you slept? Oh, let me take the children out, so that
we should pitch in as much as we can.
You just have to support.
Make life.
It's very important that you support the cancer survivor, and by doing so, you'll find out that, like we say, having cancer or breast cancer is not a death sentence. It is not.
Thank you. So, 27 years you've been in this industry, creating awareness, making impact. It's no small feat. Providing care for cancer patients, survivors, caregivers. In fact, you are a reference point when it comes to breast cancer and other cancer-related issues in this country. Could you please tell us what's your survival power yourself? Because I know that if I had to go to work every day dealing with people that have this kind of life-changing issues, I'm not sure my head will be sitting on my neck, let alone look as beautiful as you do. What's your survival power?
Oh, thank you very much, EBUNOLA. It has not been easy, I must confess to you. It's through dedication, hard work, and I thank God for the dedicated, loyal board of trustees that we have. The board members are very loyal, they're dedicated, they're very active, they make sure that things go well. And I always say one thing: run your race. Run your race no matter what. And with prayers as well, it's helped me, survive this roller coaster journey, because I meet people, I love them like sisters. The times they don't make it, they die. So it has not been that easy. So anybody who says it's easy, 27 years is not a joke. But I thank God for the mercy that God has given one, and then the committed people that I have around me. I just give God the glory for that.
Thank you very much, Ebun. Thank you for coming on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
You have actually given us so much food for thought.
Thank you for having me.
May God continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
May He continue to give you grace to run.
Amen.
Because what you're doing is actually a thankless job. There's no amount of thank you that we can give you that justifies what you see and what you go through every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much
and
for
thank
having
you for that
me,
first breast examination that you did for me. So women,
you're welcome.
As we wrap up, I am actually opening up some of the things in the goodie bag that she came with. And you see, there's something here called TLC. Touch your breast tenderly. Look at it lovingly. Check carefully. It's not only the men that should be enjoying our breasts. We too should enjoy our breasts. Touch it tenderly before a mirror. Look at it lovingly before a mirror. Check carefully lying down. In the shower, on your bed. Please love yourself. Become breast aware. Know what your breast looks like before menstruation, after menstruation, and make sure you catch it early and go in. Everybody, please go to C.O.P.E. to do what? To get free examinations done. Okay? You can also tell your husbands or your partners to check for you. They can help, since they are the ones playing with the breast, they can help you know if there's anything in there that it shouldn't be there. You deserve to live. And since there is nothing apart from predisposition that we know that causes cancer so far, then please check on time. So this is where we wrap up today's edition of UpyouwithEzinne. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to everyone who is part of making this magic every week, starting from you, our dear listeners, our guests, our advertisers, callers, the engineers on duty, my producers, the amazing UpYou team, WFM, the best station ever. You all, till I come your way next week, stay strong, stay blessed, stay lifted. My name is Ezinne Kufre-Kanem. Don't forget to go for that check. Don't forget to go for that check. Don't forget to go for that check. And up you, woman. Bye.